Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're doing something a little different today. I'm inside my car, vroom vroom, squirt squirt. I'm just gonna rant about stuff. Basically, I'm not looking at the camera right now because I'm driving. So I always talk to myself while I'm driving about random stuff. Ignore that. So I decided I'm gonna record it because some of what I say is really interesting and I make really good points. So today we're gonna be talking about why Disney Channel got bad and why it actually got bad, not why everyone's saying it's got bad because you all are, you sound dumb. Oh, this does block your field of vision a little bit. You know what? I will learn to adapt. That's perfect. Okay. So I want everyone to sit down, get out a piece of paper or your phone. What you're going to do is you're going to think, when did I stop watching Disney Channel? I'm giving you time to think, come up with your answer. Now, a lot of people will say, well, whenever Hannah Montana ended or whenever Wizards of Waverly Place ended. That's the answer. I've asked this to so many people to prove my point. I've asked this to so many people. So those shows that everyone keeps saying when they stopped watching Disney Channel, they all ended around the same time, around 2010, 2011, 2012. Okay. So what happened in 2011, 2012 at that time on TV? What came about? I'm going to tell you, since most of you aren't aware of what the television is doing to you. Jeez, idiots. Way too close to my car, sir. Way too close. Anyway, so what came on TV on that time was the age. Well, no, first. What shows did you start watching in 2011, 2012? Think about it. Okay? And your answer? Go ahead. Hydrated. So I know I asked this question to a lot of people too, and they were like, well, that's when like Pretty Little Liars started, Teen Wolf started, Awkward started, shows like that, right? So what do all these shows have in common? Think about it! I'm not gonna give you all the answers. You have to think about it for a second. These shows are what I like to call the I'm grown now shows. Watch out, world's good. That's what these shows are. These are the shows where you watched it and you were like, wow, I am a teenager. I am an adult. Like, wow. That's what these shows are. They're like sexy shows. They're sexy. I don't like that word, but like that's the only word you could use to describe those types of shows. So, what did these shows basically showed sex on screen. They didn't show like sex scenes, but they were sexy shows. They were shows about sex, about growing up as a teenager, or whatever, right? So around this time, we all left Disney Channel. Not we all, but especially people who do not have younger siblings. People without younger siblings all left Disney Channel at this time. I have a younger brother, so I did not leave Disney for this white woman is walking in the middle of you know what? I can't with y'all today. I can't. I cannot. Why do I even come this way, center of this dumb town? No one even knows how to drive or walk. In the middle of, I'm sorry. I got really angry for a second. Let me turn it back. Go back to my topic, okay? Okay. No! Sorry, I'm really sorry. So, what was I even talking about? So, if you had a younger sibling, you stayed on Disney Channel for much longer. Like my brother is 3 years younger than me, and I was always at home with him anyway, so I was like, I might as well watch. That's why usually people who have younger siblings are people who watch like Austin and Ally and watch Ant Farm and stuff like that, like stuff that other people didn't watch because they were like, oh, there's no point, they've already moved on. So the reason we left Disney Channel is because we were like, I want to be grown. There was a literal influx of these shows, these grown now sexy.
Look at the material.
You should be going home
You
anyway.
can be the judge of it.
And then also at that time, people our age started watching Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy had already been on for a long period of time, but that's when like people like our age started watching it because it was like new, was different, crazy. Crack is what. It's fine. It's a cute dog. So we left Disney Channel because we're like, we're old now or whatever, and because all these shows reeled us in with really, 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 really attractive men. Think of all these shows. I would like to start with the blatantly obvious Mr. Teen Wolf. That show, for what reason? Why? What was the reason that these men all looked like that? There was no reason except to draw teenage girls in. It didn't matter what the show. The show was about fucking werewolves. Okay? It doesn't matter what the show's about if they're all hot. It's shaking because they don't know how to pave roads in my county. Anyway, now I'm diving fast. Okay, so they got you in with all these really, really hot men, and Disney Channel wasn't really known for like attractive men in that sense. Like it had some, but like they weren't like ridiculously attractive. And these shows that they really reeling you in were tricking you. We're just tricking you. We're leading us astray with having us think, because we're about to go into like, we were like not in high school yet, almost in high school for some people, into thinking that this is what high schoolers look like and this is what high schoolers do. Blasphemy, not the truth. But we didn't know that at the time. So it was like the unknown. That's why we all started watching them, right? So Disney Channel, this is all my opinion, by the way. None of this is based on facts. This is just what I believe. So Disney Channel's age range, like their target age range for me, in my opinion, is really large. It's like from 5 to almost 12 or 13 at this time. It was rather big. Like there were 11-year-olds watching That's So Raven, and there were 7-year-olds watching That's So Raven. Like it was such a large age group that Disney Channel was targeting. And then once these influx of sexy shows came in 2012, 2011, once they came on, their older age demographic left. They were like, we're gonna go watch the new stuff. So their older age demographic left, and now Disney's like, our 13-year-olds left. What are we supposed to do? And that's why we have the fall of Disney Channel, because now the target age demographic, sorry, it's shaky, I don't care. Now the target age demographic, the target age or the remaining people left to watch Disney Channel is like ages 5 through 10. And this is what I like to call the dumbing down of Disney Channel. Now, so I want you to think in your head, why is it that most people, this is not everyone, that most people can go back and watch Disney shows that were on like 2008, 2007-ish right now and still laugh their asses off and be so happy and be like, oh my god. One is because of nostalgia, but two is because the shows were good. And they were like kind of complex. Not too complex because they were still kid shows, but they were kind of complex. But you can't go back and rewatch a show from 2013 or 2012 or 2011 because the shows at that time were starting to get dumbed down. They were not targeted towards 10, 11, and 12-year-olds anymore. Not 10, more like 11, 12, and 13-year-olds anymore, because those people had already left Disney Channel. So they were like, we don't need to appeal to them anymore. We're gonna appeal to the younger generation. That's why I think it's 2011, 2012 where Disney Channel had a real shift, had a real complete change. And that's when we got shows like Ant Farm and Austin and Ally and like Dog with a Blog and that kind of stuff. If Dog with a Blog was that early, I don't really remember. That's when we started to get those types of shows. Ant Farm had already existed for a while, so had Austin and Ally, but like at this point in time, like the way their show was designed was really different. The reason I know this, or I'm like using this as an example, is because my brother is 3 years younger, so I watched those shows with him, and there was a definite change. There was a definite change during this time period. It was targeted to younger people. That's why I wasn't enjoying it. I was like, this is not for me, obviously. Hey, sorry, tangent. There needs to be a policy for retesting drivers. There needs to be a policy for this. Where are you going? This bridge cannot fit 2 cars. Oh my God. It's a Honda CRV. Of course it's a Honda CRV. Those girls don't know how to drive. Jesus. Sorry, back to my point. Bumpy road, bumpy road, bumpy road, bumpy road, bumpy road. So, one of the richest counties in the nation can't pay with bitch, motherfucker, right? This is World War II. So, what was I talking about? Oh. All right. So yes. So these shows were not made for us. We're not made for like older people anymore. That's why they were dumbed down. I hope you guys are like, you can go back and try to rewatch some of the shows that came out around that time of the dumbing down in Disney Channel. You won't laugh. You won't enjoy them. They're not made for you. So that's why, like, you can't blame Disney Channel for like going bad, because like everyone old had left, so they didn't need to make it super like interesting anymore, because everything's interesting to an 8-year-old. They didn't have to make it super cool or they didn't have to make it super colorful. That was it. It didn't need to have a good script, didn't need to have good writing, didn't need to have good acting at all. It didn't have to make good acting at all. That's why the movies got worse as time went along. All it needed to be was colorful gimmicks. All they needed was gimmicks. And an 8-year-old eats gimmicks up, but a 12-year-old does not anymore. That's why. My brain, it works fast. All right. So Disney Channel was like, well, we can't sell sex because it's Disney Channel. Disney Channel cannot sell sex. So they kind of like gave up for a little bit, right? You would think they would have just given up completely. No, of course they didn't. So they're like, listen, we need to at least try to get some of these, like, it's mostly girls who are leaving too. It's like older, not older, but just like a little bit older girls that are about to be teenagers, right? So like, how are we going to get these people back? So everyone knows what Disney XD is. So Disney XD was like the boys version of Disney Channel. It was like adventure and action and like, yeah, that sort of stuff. So they had this channel, and Disney XD was very different than Disney Channel. They made a lot of like, because it was for boys, and boys can be like dirty at an earlier age or whatever. They made a lot of crude jokes on there, and they made like it was just like a different vibe than Disney Channel, if that makes sense. What they did is they're like, we need to get these girls back, but we can't do like sex stuff, not sex stuff, but we can't do like the stuff that they want to see on Disney Channel. How can we do sex stuff? Like, no, I don't want to say that. How can we do like, how can we make a show like sexy on Disney Channel? I don't like the words I'm using. I'm not thinking very well right now. So they're like, so girls, why did all these people stop watching Disney Channel? And they were like, because of the hot men. There were hot men on Teen Wolf. There were attractive men on Pretty Little Liars, on Awkward. What other shows did I say? Grey's Anatomy. Like, there were hot men on these shows. And they were like, Disney Channel isn't really, again, known for having really hot men. Like, they're not. They're just, their content was good enough that it was like, it doesn't matter if the men are super beautiful or not. What's the problem? This is delusion. Just delete. It's fine. Does that make sense? So what they did is they're like, we need to bring attractive men here. why they chose Disney XD, I'm probably because it'd be more accepted on Disney XD, and if they bring hot men in like an action scenario, it would do very well for them. And Disney Channel was not known for having action stuff, so they went to Disney XD, right? So that's when we got that school bus is driving with its door open, and it almost swung into me. I'm not having a good day. Bitch, motherfucker, right? This is World War II. It's fine. Plus, at this age of Disney Channel, the Disney XD, I don't know what I call it. I call it the hot boy phase. I don't really know, but that's gonna be hard to get shows that, like, we got shows like Lab Rats and Kicking It that had like hot guys on them doing action stuff, which hadn't really been done in that way before on any Disney Channel, whether Disney Channel or Disney XD. Just dropped a whole chain in the middle of the road. Alright, whatever. Where am I going? Oh, I'm just driving. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just driving. Right? So that's where we got this age. And if you had a younger brother, so you was a younger brother or younger sister who was watching Disney XD, and then you went on Disney XD and you saw this fine ass me, you were like, huh? Maybe I should get into this. And that's what happened. That's what happened. Ask like people who are attracted to men, ask them, did they watch Kicking It? Did they watch Lab Rats? The answer is probably yes, because of those men. I'm telling you, like, this isn't out of my butt. This is out of observation or research or whatever. I have to concentrate here because this turn is really scary. Thank you so much. I guess I'll just turn around here. Don't really know where I'm going. It's fine. Alright, so that makes sense to everyone, right? I hope. It makes sense to me. So that's how they got people back. But that didn't last long because we were back, people were back to watching, but we were like 12, 13, people were pushing 14, like people were getting old, like way too old. And then that lasted for a year or two, people watching those shows, like it was like, oh, they're hot and it's action and it's Disney, so it's like kind of kid-like. It's like childish but not too childish, like Disney Channel was at the time. Disney Channel was too childish. Well, Disney XD had a little bit of edge to it. It was like teen stuff. Oh no, sorry. Then we started getting old. Not old, but like 14. Like the older part that they were targeting were targeting like 14, 15s. They were like, yeah, we don't want like just this. We want to watch like Grey's Anatomy. Like that's what we're watching right now is Grey's Anatomy. We're not watching Disney Channel anymore. We're watching Gossip Girl or watching like stuff like that. What road is closed? What? I don't know what's going on here. You're watching like Gossip Girl. People were watching like, what else? What was I watching at that time? I don't remember. But you were watching like like you were watching like teen shows now. You were too old for this stuff. So then what they did is they were like, well, shit. That creating those shows was like their like last resort. So they like, that was our plan B, and we didn't have a plan C. So their plan C basically was to sexualize the boys that were on Disney XD to a new level that they'd never done before. Like if you go watch, the only one that I remember was Kicking It. They started like having that main guy
Oh shit, here we go again.
like wear different clothes, like way tighter clothes. His shirt was off very often, and he did a lot more fight scenes. I didn't finish Lab Rats. I don't know how that ended, but I'm sure the same thing happened in that show. Also, the shorter one got like really buff at one point, and he wasn't before. So like it started to happen. That was their last resort. And then finally, like, they realized, they were like, okay, they're too old now. It's time to just let it go. And then they let it go. And then they let it go. And then, what was it, the hospital? Oh. I didn't know where I was. And they let it go. And that's when, oh shit. Sorry, I really did not see you. And then, so that's basically that's the fall of Disney. I just explained it to you in 20 minutes. 20 minutes? Sorry. I just explained it to you in 20 minutes. The rise I can't get into because I wasn't really there for the rise of Disney. I think I was old enough, but I wasn't watching TV during the rise of Disney Channel, so I can't really explain that. I was reading. I was only allowed to read. But that was the fall of Disney Channel explained. So that was a long-winded rant for 20 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it, because I did. And now I'm going to go park somewhere and sleep. You can watch me drive to the parking lot. Oh, have they paved this yet? Probably not. Probably not. Jeez. Oh, they did a little bit. Just ugly. Literally just uglies everywhere. Sick. No uglies allowed. Stinky. Oh, see that? Because no one paves the roads. And you'll write, I'm like about to turn into a white woman and write a complaint to the city. Because like, this is unacceptable. Because what happens is like, you drive like a normal person, not recklessly or anything, and you end up just like busting tires every 15 seconds. And it's absolutely unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. I'm gonna park in a random parking lot, not the one that I know, because I feel like it. Nobody even parked. Are they all on lunch? So there's no one here. I'm at like this is like someplace's workplace. This is like a workplace. I don't know. I'm parking here because I can. Because it's a free country, isn't it? Isn't it? Ooh, I love this car. Tells me where I am. Haha. Park! Okay, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll make another one of these when I feel like it. Probably when I'm driving back home. Bye bye!